where you're just in a community of young people passionate about the things that you're passionate about, just loving up on God. A lot of people have their 9 to 5s. Lots of people have their businesses, but sometimes, or rather most times, if not all the time, everybody just leaves it and then just comes and do what they have to do. That's just because of the common love that we have for God.
Being with the Hallelujah Challenge team and the community, right? And one thing that I have learned just working here is that God did intend for us to do life.
Hello guys.
Hello.
Welcome. So we're talking about marriage myths.
Yeah, I think we should talk about it. People are like, oh, you've got married now. What's next? Right? What's it like? Is it like? I'm trying for young people who are desiring this experience, right?
Yeah.
And in part of their training process, their readiness process, they're like, oh, what's it like, right? Oh, I've read this, I've read that, right? So we've been able to compile a couple, and we'll be talking about them, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess, okay, for those who don't know, we've been married for a year now. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary last month.
Seems to be excited about it.
Of course.
Let me give you a crown.
Of course. I mean, God has been good, and so it's actually a good time to talk about these myths, right? I mean, if we're talking about it at maybe 3 months or 4 months, to like, it's too early.
Let it marinate first. Let it
I
cook.
mean, we are still probably in our like beginning field, because they say this is the beginning, but yeah, I think it's a topic that we probably have a bit of experience enough to be able to talk on, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's share from our experience, right?
All right. So we have compiled some known myths, whether pretty common or uncommon, popular or unpopular, that we would like to address. So the first myth I have here is that the first year is usually the hardest. But that myth also has another side, because I've also heard that the first year is the best.
Yes, it's
So,
fun. You guys just go married, just to
Yeah.
instead of the butterflies and all. All right.
What was the first year like for you? I mean, we've
Okay,
had our
first year like for me, right? I think we've just been on cruise mode. Sincerely, we're just winging it, right?
Yeah.
And just simply being friends, right? But people say it's tough for several reasons. I think people say it's tough for several reasons, because you're just trying to get to know this person. Sometimes people get married literally differ, right? Especially when you're marrying a guy, you're already a guy. You're like, oh, this person. So you just move into marriage.
Even when you're marrying your guy, safe. I mean, the relationship that you experience when you're married is probably different from, because I know people that were like really close friends, but they had a different experience trying to
Experience when they got
navigate marriage, and it now turned out like it was
Something
just
else.
weird, and
All right.
yeah.
So I mean, it differs for people, right? Yeah, it differs for people. But I think to some degree, I dare to say that we had it fun, right? It's been
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, it was
Just,
it was
just
really.
beginning to live our lives, right? Yeah.
And
God really helped us.
yeah,
God really helped us.
God helped us, and it's still helping us really. Our first year was actually, I mean, it didn't feel like there was anything too serious. It just felt
Is
like
this it?
we had actually maybe been in it before
Then we
or
just came
something.
back to
Yeah.
So I think God helps us, and that's the advantage of preparation, to some
True.
degree, right? Because it helps you soften your landing, right, and cushion the effects of multiple marital shocks.
Yeah,
Right,
but
yeah.
I also like to say something. I mean, the fact that there are even two opinions on how the first year goes just goes to show that when it comes to this marriage myth, it's just,
There's no formula.
yeah, really, like, it's everybody's experience differs.
True
Yeah,
that.
everybody's experience differs. I mean, there are principles that maybe can be replicated across all marriages, but each marriage is unique. Well, I believe each marriage is unique, and there's pretty no particular formula that you say, okay, this is the way it will go, or maybe a curriculum that, okay, this is how it will go, this is what the first year is like, then
Correct.
going on, this is how. So there's no like set curriculum. I think whatever it becomes is whatever has to do with the input of both parties and how God
Both parties
helps
really,
them,
yeah.
and how they are willing to depend on God. And just, I mean, it's different for each person really, because if some people would say, oh, the first year is the hardest, and other people say, oh, the first year is the best, it just shows that, I mean, you can't
Exactly.
take that and just say, oh, I just expect that, oh, your first year would be this kind of way. You should try, or we try to make it what we wanted it to be, basically. I did. I don't think I was ever of the opinion, or I ever like gave into the school of thought that the first year was going to be hard. I was ready to enjoy.
You married a
I
sweet
was
man
ready
now.
to enjoy
You married a good man.
my
If
marriage
not-
from the start. So I was not even trying, because I feel like some of these ideologies, once it is in your mind too often, it ends up being your reality in a way.
I think what you're trying to say, like, you shaping the expectation by bad bad experiences of other people,
Yeah.
and you are
yeah.
likely to regurgitate that experience,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I
So-
mean, in as much as, okay, anything, everybody experiences things differently, and it could
Correct.
probably be hard for some people, but I don't think it should be like, oh, it's a first year thing. I feel like, okay, if it is bad at that moment, just try and figure out what is making it not go smoothly and address it. It doesn't have to be that, oh, it's because it's the first year and you just relax. But yeah, that's about our first year. Was great, superb,
Thankful to
and
God.
it's still going on great, and we trust that it will continue to be great by the grace of God.
Amen.
So moving on, the second myth I have here. Okay, this one is pretty interesting. Some people are saying that there is no such thing as kingdom marriage.
Okay, so I want to presume that I think I've heard someone say that, right? I do
Yeah.
not hold that school of thought, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, there's this other one that says, I think this one is very common since if this gospel artist got married. People are like, oh, when it's a popular, wealthy, known person, it's kingdom marriage. When it's Brother Simon from